Jim Jones just can't stop talking, and this time the lies spun right back in his face. From twisting Dipset history to switching up old beefs, people finally had enough. The streets fed up, the receipts pulled out, and Jim's credibility is hanging on by a thin thread.
The rockstar look, who came up with that? You or Joel's?
The rock and roll look, that's my look. That's my look. Joel's is my little brother. I started the whole aesthetic. Wasn't nobody dressing like rock stars at all, nowhere near the game. It wasn't thinking about it. I created that whole style and implemented it into the hip hop culture. You dig? But yeah, I set the torch up for the rock star rap look. I've always been dressing like a white boy since high school. I've been wearing motorcycle jackets and shit like that since high school. I got a different style than most.
And I know Wayne, he started dressing like that.
Yeah, we gave it to Wayne. He came to Dipset school, was with us for a whole summer. He was with Wells for a whole summer. And naturally, his whole...
Right now, it feels like every time Jim Jones speaks, he digs himself deeper. This the same Harlem figure once seen as one of the most solid names in New York rap. And now folks calling him out from every angle for switching his own stories, bending facts, and trying to rewrite Dipset history. Fans already saying they done with it, and they not letting anything slide anymore. What makes it even crazier is how Jim been hitting every interview he can find, trying to fix his image. But every new thing he says ends up blowing up even worse. Each statement he drops turns into another mess. It really kicked off when Jim started doing his podcast laps again, claiming he built Dipset from the ground up. He said without him, there'd be no movement, no fashion wave, no Harlem takeover. But the internet moves fast, and fans started pulling up old clips, interviews, and real receipts that shut all that down instantly. Videos popped up of Cameron breaking down how he put Jim on, gave him early shine, and even funded the first Dipset plays.
Some comments about Nas that got a lot of people coming at you, man. But as a New York rapper, I want to ask you, do you feel like you get your respect?
Yeah, I definitely get my respect as a New York rapper. My name is Capo. Don't let the motherfucking internet fool you, my brother. You heard? I'm from New York.
So when Jim came out talking about I created Dipset, fans instantly hit him back like, nah bro, you joined Dipset. And that's just one of the lies that been making his whole reputation crack apart. Jim been spinning different versions of the same stories for years, whether it's about how Dipset broke up, who fell out with who, or who really pushed the team to success. Every time he retells it, the details shift, and the people who were actually there, like Cam and Maze, keep checking him hard. Just recently, Maze went on It Is What It Is and said, Jim been lying on my name for years, but now people see it for themselves. Soon as he said that, fans went crazy because everybody knows it's true. Jim been switching narratives to make himself look like the top boss, and the internet caught on fast. Even his old beef stories don't match up anymore. 1 minute, he talking about the LOX and the Versuz battle. Then a month later, he claiming he wasn't even taking it serious. One day, he talking cool about Mace like they settled things, then shading him in the very next interview. It's like he can't choose whether he want to be the victim or the villain. And the street's tired of watching all this back and forth. Hip-hop fans used to respect Jim for his grind. He wasn't the sharpest lyricist, but he stayed working.
Going around right now asking if it's Nas or Jim Jones.
What's the question?
Nas or Jim Jones?
I'm a Harlem nigga. I will never ever disrespect Nas, first and foremost. Jimmy, that's the bro. That's Uncle Jomo, but first and foremost, he need to sit his ass fuck.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones? Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
All right. Nas or Jim Jones?
Is that a serious question?
Yes, it is.
Nas, bro. Jim Jones the clown.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Come on.
Is that a question?
Yo.
Is that a question?
Hey, yo.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Come
I
on.
ain't say who.
Yo. Nas.
Nas for the culture.
All right. Nas or Jim Jones?
Said Nas or Jim Jones? Oh, Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Oh, Nas, I ain't gonna lie.
Let's go.
Jim Jones, though.
All right.
Now that same consistency starting to look like straight confusion. Every few months he pops up trying to defend himself from something new, and instead of looking solid, he comes off insecure. People starting to realize Jim's biggest enemy ain't Cam, ain't Mace, and ain't Jadakiss. It's his own mouth. Let's keep it real. Jim Jones' biggest downfall been his ego, straight up. Instead of letting his grind speak for him, he always trying to control the story, and now it's finally catching up to him hard. One interview he bragging like he kept Dipset glued together, and the next interview he blaming everybody else for why things fell apart. Fans pointed out the contradictions online, and Jim got defensive, saying folks were twisting his words, but nobody twisting anything. He just can't keep his own story steady. Things shifted heavy when Maze and Cameron launched their show, It Is What It Is. They started casually dropping Dipset stories, and fans began connecting the dots instantly. That's when people realized Jim wasn't the strong leader he always painted himself as. Mace even said, "Jim talked like he was the general, but we all know who built the empire, and it wasn't him." That one line shook the internet. Fans flooded Twitter and TikTok, pulling up old clips where Jim kept calling himself the capo, acting like he ran the whole squad. And just when it couldn't get messier, Jim got caught in another lie only weeks later.
Being honest, right, and you looking back at your career, where will you rank yourself among New York rappers? Top 10, top 15, top 20?
Where did I rank myself? I don't care about top 10 ranks. I care about the money. You heard? And you talking about all these artists that came in after me. I came in after them, Ralph, you heard? And I started as a hype man. Right now, I am the hype man, as you can see all over the internet. Big difference, you heard? I'm talking about present day and what we're doing right now. I ain't worried about what's going on in the past. I don't worry about what you used to do or what you used to do. What can you do right now, you heard? And if you're not in it, you're not in it, you dig? But I'm in it wholeheartedly, and I wrap circles around anybody who beg to differ. Tell them meet me in the booth. That's all we gotta talk about. Ain't no shot at no one in particular person, but yeah, you know what's up. I'm from that era, engagement era, you heard?
In a brand new interview, he tried to say he never had real beef with Jadakiss and Styles P, claiming the Versuz battle was just friendly competition. But everybody remembers how stressed he was afterward, doing interview after interview, claiming Dipset didn't lose, even though the whole world watched them get washed live on stage. Jadakiss even mocked him later on radio, saying, "Don't rewrite history, bro. You know what happened." Fans were laughing because everybody knew he was telling the truth. Then you got the situation with Maze. Jim been trying to downplay that drama, acting like it was all love and just a little misunderstanding. But fans remember those old rants. He was calling Mace a fake pastor and throwing slick shots about money for years, and now suddenly it's all peace? Come on. People see right through that. He trying to clean up his image after years of running his mouth wild.
What would you say to the people that say when Dipset was at their peak and it mattered most, you wasn't a good rapper? It was all about Cam and Joel's. They was the best rappers in the group.
Who cares about that? What the fuck did you talk about? That's what I don't understand. That makes no sense. At Dipset peak, he wasn't where he at right now. Well, I'm where I'm at right now. I got better. You heard? Most people have been in this game as long as I've been in the game and not here anymore. At all. They way gone. They can't compete. Not on this level. At all. I can compete at the top level right now. Period. Against anybody. Especially from my era group. I spank they boots. I don't care who you put in the booth with me. And I got the money to back it. Right now, tonight. That's the difference. Don't play no games. Tell them bring 100 tonight. Whoever it is. They not gonna come, bro. They know I'm vicious. I'm not one to play with when it comes to doing music at all.
Even some of his own supporters starting to tap out. The comments under his new interviews are rough. People saying stuff like, "Jim been lying so long he forgot the truth," and "he really think he can gaslight the whole culture." And honestly, they not wrong. When the same audience that helped build your whole career stops believing you, that's when the game is finished. And this ain't about hating on Jim, it's about accountability. He been in this industry over 20 years. You'd think by now he'd learn to just keep it honest. But every time he tries to sound smarter than the truth, he ends up making himself look like the whole problem. That's exactly why fans fed up. The man who once stood for Harlem realness, now sounding like he living in his own fantasy. The saddest part in all this is simple. Jim Jones could have gone down as a Harlem legend without any debate. He had the grind, the energy, the longevity, all of it. But somewhere along the way, that craving for constant validation started eating away at his realness. Instead of being proud of his own lane, He wanted to be seen as the mastermind behind everything. But the problem is the people who were actually there, Cam, Mace, even industry vets like Fat Joe, keep reminding the world who really put in the work. And those it is what it is moments, man, they hit different. Mace and Cam keep this running joke where they clown Jim every few episodes, not out of hate, just straight facts.
I mean, and keep in mind that I'm what I'm doing is for my era of music. You heard? It's a blessing that I'm still here and I'm still being able to be appreciated by the youth and the younger generation coming up. That's a super blessing right there. But when it comes to the people of my era, I want smoke. You dig? Whether they're active or inactive, I'm telling them, I want smoke. You heard? Don't care about no legendary status, none of that type of shit. None of that shit works on the street, bro. I want smoke in the booth. You heard? Who want that? Let's talk about that right now. Who want to meet me in the booth? You heard? You ain't even gotta come to the same studio. Let's be in the same building. You take A room, I take the B room. You heard? Just to make everybody feel comfortable. But I want smoke in the booth.
They check him for switching narratives, and fans love it because everybody knows it's real. When May said, Jim's like that dude who copies your homework but still gets it wrong, the internet lost its mind. It was funny, but it stung because every time Jim tries forcing himself into conversations about Dipset history, it feels unnatural, like he trying too hard to rewrite his spot. And it ain't just the old beefs. Jim been moving like he, the face of Harlem rap right now, talking about how he influenced the newer wave. But the reality is, the young generation ain't looking his way like that. They respect his past, but they not quoting him or moving off his style.
I mean, if we looking at the rappers from your era, it's not many left that's rapping at a high level.
All right, well, then, yeah.
Jada, he's still here. He still got something left in the tank.
Jada,
Fab,
nice.
he's still spitting.
Fab is one of my favorite rappers of all time. He's absolutely dumb nice. Like on another level. Niggas really listen to Fab music, that nigga go crazy. Like that nigga is, from a New York standpoint, like that. Like you dig? So every place have their own music, you heard? I'm just coming from a New York standpoint, a tri-state area standpoint. We got our own thing and our own bop out here that we all appreciate and shit like that, you know what I mean? So we appreciate our New York rappers because there's a certain sound, it's just that.
Artists like a Boogie, Fivio Foreign, and Dave East shaping the current Harlem sound. And next to that, Jim looks out of touch, trying to keep pace with a lane that already sped past him. And instead of evolving with grace, he keeps chasing moments, viral interviews, light controversies, whatever keeps his name buzzing for a week. He even tried coming at Pusha T last year, calling him overrated and saying he don't got hits for New York, but fans flipped that right back on him instantly. They reminded him how Pusha dismantled Drake in front of the whole world, something Jim could never do to anybody. It turned into another online roast session with people saying Jim just picks random fights to stay relevant. And honestly, they're not lying.
Feeling that, you know what I mean, that we get from certain rappers and things like that. And Fab is one of them, and Jada is one of them, Fat Joe is one of them. Whenever Jay be jumping back out, he one of them, like you dig, like. But some of these people lost their rhythm and they cadence, you dig? Like they still stuck where they was at, you heard? And people be getting confused, like you dig? I ain't even gonna get into it. But like I said, I want smoke. Only way to shut me up is to shut me up. Show me I'm bugging.
You think you can go bar for bar with Jada, Fab, or Jay-Z?
I go to bar with anyone. With anyone. You heard? There ain't no beating around the bush. I've been saying it, bro. I want smoke in the booth. You heard? That's the only way to settle this one. We all can put out dope freestyles. We all can put out dope music. I want smoke in the booth.
Jim's whole brand used to stand on loyalty and Harlem pride. Now it's all excuses, contradictions, and scrambling to defend things he said last week. Every time he tries to clap back at critics, he ends up proving the exact point everybody already making. He just can't take accountability for nothing. That's why fans drifting away, because realness is rare in this culture, and Jim been slipping away from his own roots trying to protect some image that don't even feel real anymore. At this point, the writing's on the wall. Jim Jones is losing the one thing that made him who he is, the people's respect. He still tries to move like the capo of Harlem, but when your stories don't match up and your peers keep checking you, that title don't mean anything no more.
Mimi there. You heard? Like the Thriller in Manila. Let's sell it that way. See how Beasley and Baby Bro just did the one-on-one? You heard? See how Beasley and Lance did? That's what I want. You heard? I want the one-up. I want smoke. I don't care about rankings, bro. I want smoke. I want smoke and I want money. You heard? A ranking never gave me $1 at all. When the ranking come with a check, then I'll be pressed about the ranking. But none of that shit come with a check.
Even his recent attempts to play peacemaker with Dipset didn't land. Nobody trusts his version of events. It feels like he talking just to talk, and folks not taking him serious at all. You can see it clear in the reactions online too. Fans who once cheered for him now calling him out in real time. Clips from his interviews get reposted with captions like, "This man lying again," or "Didn't he say something different last month?" He turned into his own meme, not because people hate him, but because he refuses to stop spinning stories that nobody believes. And the sad part is this, it never had to turn out like this. Jim Jones had a real shot to evolve into that respected OG in hip-hop, the type of man who gives game, guides the young artists, and truly uplifts Harlem. But instead, he doubled down on the same ego-driven habits that been following him since the Dipset era, and now it's catching up loud. You can't demand respect while rewriting your own past. The streets remember too much. Even Cameron, who been cool lately, threw a slick jab on air saying, "Some people been lying so long, they think it's the truth." Fans knew exactly who he meant, and when Mace laughed and said, "That's capo behavior," it was over instantly. That clip spread everywhere because everyone knew Jim got exposed again, right there on their own platform. At this point, it ain't about beef, it's about legacy. Jim's whole career shows one thing: you can't fake realness. The same Harlem that once lifted him up is now side-eyeing him heavy, waiting on the day he finally keeps it 100 for real. So yeah, fans are officially done with Jim Jones. They seen the lies, the backtracking, the contradictions, and the fake tough talk. What's left now is a man who built his name on loyalty, but lost it all to pride. Because in hip-hop, you can rebuild a career, but when you lose credibility, that's game over. If you rock with the real breakdowns, make sure you subscribe to Dripzine, hit like, drop a comment, share this video, and help the algorithm push this story out. Hype this video.